Fernando. 9/11, that's 18, right? Math joke. Hi, I'm Mark Palchik, and I gotta tell you, I love living in Washington, D.C. Except, it's really getting so expensive, right? I mean, you have no idea what it costs these days to buy a politician. And you know what? These politicians, they really mess up business. I mean, take Trump's closing the Mexican border. I mean, when he did that, the Mexican pot growers were so excited, they declared victory in their trade war with the Mexican pot growers. Of course, the president of Mexico, he filed a trade complaint against the U.S. Yeah, he said that the U.S. was denying Mexican industry with essential facilities. Yeah, California Purple Kush. But you also probably saw that Trump decided to lift the ban. He found out that even if all the borders were closed, that Mexicans will still be able to buy books on Amazon.com. Oh, scratch that one off. So I did not grow up in D.C. I grew up in Akron, Ohio. And unlike Cleveland, the only thing we had to do in Akron was to go to evangelical churches to be saved. And I went. Oh, yes, I did. I got to see the Reverend Rex Humbard preach at the cathedral tomorrow. And he was amazing. He was so charismatic. He was so powerful. He had the power to take away all of my sins. He had the power to take away all of my illnesses. He had the power to take all major credit cards. But not American Express. And boy, howdy, I wanted that power. So I went to my career counselor and I said, Rabbi? No, he gets it. I want to be an evangelical preacher. And that's when I found out they don't let Jews do that. Yeah. So in my high school, Firestone High School, we had a bully who was a brute, Bob Harvey. He was 6'3", 310 pounds. This man could bench 2-3 benches at a time. I, on the other hand, was 15. I was this tall. I weighed 90 pounds in a strong wind. I became the kite. But I had a mouth on me. Oh, yes, I did. And when Bob cut in front of me in the lunch line, I advised him. I said, excuse me, kind sir, but I do believe your violation of the social contract is tearing at the very fabric of society. Oh, come on, I didn't say that. I said, hey, get to the back of the line, you hairy brute. Well, he was very hairy. I mean, he was so hairy that if you wore a turtleneck and a neck brace, you could still see his neck hairs. But he went back, although he did advise me that he would see me after school. But I wasn't worried, not me, because every single day of high school, I had chess practice. Every single day, except for that day. That day, the chess coach, yes, we had a chess coach, and went to an all-white high school. That you laughed at, that's great. The chess coach announced that he had a family emergency, and that he's going to have to cancel practice. Well, I was the one that had the emergency. And sure enough, when I came out of school, there was Bob, and he was not happy. I knew I was dead meat. So I ran. But being a perfect idiot, I ran at him and I hit him as hard as I could. But he stepped back and he goes, I can't fight here. If I fight here on school grounds, I'll get in trouble. I declared victory. Hallelujah! All right, go cry to your mommy. And then I started walking off the school grounds. Somebody tapped me on my shoulder. He hit me so hard my face exploded like a Walmart watermelon. So after I got out of the hospital, we were in court. Bob was a frequent user. The judge knew him very well and said, so Bob, what happened? Bob told the truth, he said, Mr. Palchik and I had words. He threw the first punch, I threw the last. Judge looked at me and said, Mr. Palchik, is that true? I stood up, my face wrapped like the mummy. And I said, Your Honor, look at me. I'm 90 pounds soaking wet. Do I look like an idiot? The judge says, no. Mr. Palchik, you do not. And with that, he confiscated Bob's hog and ordered it sold to pay my medical bills. I'm thinking, all right, I got the best of him. I'm going to become a lawyer. And as I was walking out of the courtroom, someone tapped me on my shoulder. So when I woke up, you know, worse than bullies, I hate flying. I think it's being at 30,000 feet with absolutely no control over your fate. So whenever I go into a plane, and Maurice, I know you do this as well,
yes.
I check out the karma of the airplane. And yeah, I do. If there's a bunch of young kids in there, I go, all right, no one's going to harm these innocents. If there's a bunch of Catholic priests, I go, could go either way. If the kids get on with the priest, I get off the plane. I'll tell you, last week I wish I'd gotten off this flight from D.C. to Dallas. It was awful. It was turbulent the whole way. And then we're circling Dallas. And circling, and the pilot finally comes on and says, ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you that Dallas is still closed because of weather, and so we're going to have to make an emergency landing. And it's going to get rough. So please, tray tables, seat backs up, stow your belongings, and remove your eyewear. Remove my eyewear? And it did get rough. I'm talking Tina Turner rough. My seatmate Alice grabs my arm and she goes, oh my husband, he's a Baptist minister, and he cannot tend to the flock without me. I'm going, all right, a member of the club. And I got me 3 small babies at home. Oh, even better. No one's going to want these kids to be motherless. But I'm so ashamed. When I was in D.C., I had me an affair. And just as she says that, the plane goes up on one wing, nose down. The overheads pop, luggage falls, the oxygen masks deploy, and then, ladies and gentlemen, Dallas is clear, landing in 2 minutes. The plane erupts in laughter, except for Alice. Oh my, oh my. When I thought we were going to die, I texted my husband, I admitted my mortal sin. Oh, Alice, you are an idiot. Don't you know that what happens in D.C. wrecks the rest of the country? Thank you very much. I'm Mark Palchik. Come out for a comedy walk with me, comedywalk.com.